I'm out of the sun again. And I'm going to get started. You guys, I'm going to do something a little bit different today because I did post a topic, but I wanted to share with you that researching is everything. I know that some of our business partners kind of be in their feelings or in the way when your sponsor or your leader say, Google it. What I can tell you is Google has been my best friend. Any and everything that I Google about this amazing industry, I find a lot of it on Google. I read tons of special needs blogs. I work back out again in my backyard and I research some of the different disabilities that's out there. So I want to share because every week I get this. Where can I find the page? So this here is our special needs disability travel page. If you are not already registered in this group, you must definitely have to answer the 3 questions. And it's crucial, it's because this is what I'm getting. I'm getting other travel agents from other organizations, like you guys know, the other companies. And then I'm getting parents that follows me on social media and know that special disabilities is something so dear to my heart. They want to be part of what we do. They want to be able to get into the group. They want to be able to learn everything that it is to know. So we have, and then we have those that just register for our group and don't provide anything. So you must definitely need to make sure that you answer all 3 of the questions and that you answer with your founding council member. And if you don't know your founding council member, you can always reach out to your sponsor. But let me tell you what happened. One day I said that, everybody put that Patrice Vance was my founding council member. I had people in Detroit, people in Alabama, people in Kentucky, just all over the universe. And I'm like, I am a founding council member, but I'm founding council member for California, but I'm everybody's founding council member, right? So we just want to make sure that you guys are filling out the information. And if you see here, we go in every day. And I think Tim just hit that they want to join. We go in every day and we look at those requests. And if all the requests have been answered properly, we will add you in the group. All right. Then I get a lot of where do we find the training? So this is what's going to happen. Techie, which I call her Miss Deidre Driscoll, is always taking me out of my element. And when I mean take me out of my element, take me out of my element that I don't feel comfortable with. I never was one of those that uploaded anything on YouTube. Queen Ward always shared with me, you got to get better at that. You got to step out. You got to take the risk. It's fun. Put all your stuff there. And I was like, nope, I'm personal. I don't want everybody to know everything about me. But what I've learned over time is that I can upload every last one of our trainings. I can go into Zoom and edit it with who was the presenter and date with title. And then I can upload it to my YouTube channel as a playlist. Well, family, if somebody would have came to me about a month ago, I've been like, you're absolutely out of your mind. I am not going to play with YouTube. So I decided that I am going to play with YouTube. We're going to get, and I'm going to be working and getting everything corrected and get everything uploaded. So now you guys can immediately go to YouTube and get all of the trainings. But what I want to show you is that the trainings are, and it's kind of crazy, so just bear with me, right? I'm going to play with this a little bit over here, and then we get into, okay, it's not letting me, right. You're going to go into media. Sorry, you guys, it's going to act kind of crazy. You're going to go into media, and you're going to look at the photos. You will find every last one of the trainings there. You probably would say, well, why we didn't put them in files? Well, there's always a reason why we didn't do something. But since we know that it's a little bit more challenging for you guys to get that information, we want to make it easier for you, right? So we're going to get all the homework stuff done. Also, next Monday is Columbus Day. And a lot of us will be traveling from the regionals because I'll be traveling in from Virginia. I'm so excited. Can't wait to get to Virginia. Don't know what's going to be instilled there, but I can't wait to get there. We will not have our training class, our training next Monday. So we'll most definitely get the constellation out. So you guys will not be downloading to Zoom. But I'm hoping that each and every one of you are going to be able to attend one of the upcoming regionals. That's going to be happening this upcoming Saturday. So what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about, I want to go back. We have about 189 members. I'm going to tell you, when we first started this in 2019, we was running with about 15. So to see that is growing, and what I have seen and noticed, this is our group for us to communicate with. So if this is something that you do not know, if it's something that you need to get information in, type it. I guarantee you, one of these amazing business partner is going to answer a question for you. What I have seen is that a lot of our business partners are posting content and posting information. So I go through this every Sunday, and I have to say I have to apologize because I've been totally off. My dad is still very, very ill, and I've transitioned from being a caregiver every day to now just on Sundays. So now I'm trying to get back into the system of posting and getting information back out to you guys. But what I did is, okay, let's see here. Hold on here, you guys. There we go. It's going to let me do what I need to do. Hold on. I wanted to get back. Okay, I'm going to do this, you guys. I'm trying to close myself out from over here. Okay. So I want to say thank you to everyone that's been contributing any and everything. You know, I find some that, do we have a Zoom meeting today at 1 p.m.? Absolutely. You didn't see it on the calendar. I'm so sorry. I was a little late. Thanks to Deidre. I got to posting it out. So Rebecca, thank you for being on point to make sure that we staying busy, but we will not be here next week, you guys. Okay. But I went in, and when I am researching, and I think it's something that's very tangible, and I think that it's something that will just fit and sit and be able to help you guys navigate through some of the things, I'm going to post it. So let me kind of share with you guys where I find a lot of content. Every last one of you should be in Vance Access. All you have to do is go into Vance, go into the search bar, special needs, special disabilities, accessible training, accessible travel. There is a lot of content there for you in Vance. Okay. You also want to Google special disability travel, Google special needs, Google traveling with disabilities. There's always going to be some type of content, some type of article, a blog, someone that just works strictly on special disability content. And then you want to follow some of your favorite suppliers. We all know about sandals and beaches. We know that beaches, sorry family, I have everybody pinging as usual. Yeah, beaches, Turks and Caicos. I had some business partners go there for the girlfriend's trip. But one of my business partners really wanted to go, yes, to see how she could promote the girlfriend's trip, but really get a better understanding on how they put together a special disability group to bring in clients there to their locations in Turks and Caicos. Then we have Randy. We have Randy from Royal Caribbean. If you were on our Saturday call, he didn't talk about the fleets and where you need to come out of and what port. He talked about how to market and brand your business. I am working with him now to get the special disabilities cruise team on here to talk, for us to be able to fact find, for us to be able to pull things out of them, because we have not had that opportunity. Now we have all of our different suppliers. They get on and they're talking about luxury cruises. They're talking about so many of the other things, right? But this gives us an opportunity to, thank you, sis. This gives us an opportunity to really talk about what do we do and how do we work with those clients, and what are the questions that we need to ask, not just because they are artistic. So we're going to show some of the things that's asked and what we need to do when they're traveling. And it's in a little bit of all of the special disabilities. So my goal is, and I'm going to put it out here, I'm looking for a couple of amazing business partners that really want to help us continue and doing our training and research. Because Deidre and myself and Stacy and Tanya, and then we do Esther Lynn, those ladies, one is the educator, so school is back in, right? One home study her children. So, my time slot might not be that as great. And then I have another one, she's just traveling the world, doing all what she can in nonprofit and building all those great groups and trips and things like that with cruises. So we are going to be looking for a couple of more people that can help do research, that also is open to do some training. So if that is you and you have that passion and you think that that's something that you would like to do and you have the time to commit, we are looking for you. So inbox me under Patrice Vance, because this is our goal. Deidre and I had a conversation last week and taken this call down to 2 days. But then the more that I thought about it, when the founder came to me, he wasn't asking me for me to do this for 2 days. He was asking for me to do this every Monday. So we're going to continue to do what we do, and we're going to continue to grow, but we're going to make sure that we have someone here every Monday. So our goal is to do 3 presentations a month and a Q&A once a month. And if it's 5 weeks in that month, then guess what? We do 4 and we do 1, or we find something that's interactive on that 5th Monday where we all can participate. And it's just not us having dialogue and working and training with you guys. So what I want to do is just talk a little bit about what I posted last night, because I posted this. And this is the thing. You're only going to do what you choose to do, and you're going to be coachable. So if you're coachable and you're consistent, whenever we post something in here, take the time. I'm going to say to you, take the time. If this is industry and this is a passion you really have, take the time out every day. Take the time out to brand your business as special disability travel advisor, advocate, whatever you choose. I'm a special needs advocate. I've been a special needs advocate. I just love, girl, you chopped off those 20 years, Deidre. I feel 20 years younger. I've been doing this for 40 years plus, personally. So when you're able to brand, you have to brand yourself. Ashley couldn't have said it better last week when she was on this call with us, that she took her daughter on Autism Seas, 19 years old, have never traveled with her by herself. Her mother took ill. So she had to do this on her own. And she said, once she started posting, once she started sharing, someone said, we didn't know that they travel. Really? They can travel. We just have to expose it to them. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you. Today is October 2nd, so we only have but like what? How many more days for the year before we roll into 2024? Is special disability travel what you really want to do? You need to map out how you can continue in researching. I research everything. I even research something funny, anything, I research it, I post it. And not just post it on my page. I'll post it on all my social media pages. Not only that, you guys, I go into the special disability pages, group pages. Yes, I do. And I play Sherlock Holmes because some are going to let you post. Some are going to let you say you can't post any ads. But if you're posting information on making family travel accessible for everybody, you're not trying to sell them anything. You're trying to let them know that you're looking to educate them. So I challenge you, you guys got homework. I challenge each of you that's on this call today to join 5 disability Facebook groups. Introduce yourself. Now, I'm Patrice Vance. I'm a specialty travel agent. I want your business. You're going to talk about what you can bring. And have your flyer or have your 30-second elevator pitch. That's another homework. Join 5 Facebook groups. Come up with your 30-second elevator pitch. You have one for you as a travel agent. Why not have one for you as a special disability travel advocate? 30 seconds. If somebody asks you something in 30 seconds about special disability travel, what could you tell them about your business? Okay. Number 3, you need to build your Google page now. And I'm saying build it as special disabilities. I have a Danger Zone Google page. I have my All-Star Google page. But you want something that's going to be tangible strictly to special disabilities. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to build that page overnight because it can be tedious, but it can take some work. The goal is to brand your name. The goal is to let people know that you're seriously about this industry. So when I go in here and I post this last night, and I was like, wow, for 2007, it was a 2017, 2016 report. And they were talking about the complaints that the passenger was having as disability and special needs. I'm going to tell you, I have those complaints. I can't walk distance because I have COPD with emphysema. I never smoked a day in my life, family. And I have severe asthma. So there's some days I can talk, to some days the founder be telling me I'm not supposed to be speaking. And I always tell him I'm going to talk until God tell me I can't talk anymore, right? But I can't walk long distance because of the short of breath, because of me losing oxygen. And my goal is to continue to maintain it with my medication so I don't ever have to have that oxygen machine. When I see that my dad has stage 3 COPD with emphysema, but he was a smoker, so it's a little bit different. And I don't want to be there. So I have to take a wheelchair. Some people are like, but you just get in a wheelchair because you want to be in a wheelchair. No. By time, if I have to go into, and I can't stand these 2 airports, Atlanta and Dallas, because I might come into gate A and they're going to have me clear on the other side of town to gate C and D and Dallas. And then Atlanta, you don't know where you're going to end up at. You just hope that you get to destination point A and point B, period. So when you have medical issues, it's a little bit more challenging. So when I seen this, I'm one of those that, the complaints are really for the lack of assistance, both from the flight staff and some of the other staff members is kind of crazy. But the cool piece is it talk about the flight accommodations. You got to understand this. And this kind of gets you to really dive into it so you're having those conversations. So I will be attending the Ability Expo in Los Angeles the second week of March. And it's about 300,000 special disability consumers that come through that event. And there's tons and tons of vendors and suppliers from beds to wheelchairs to tents to anything they have to do with Durham Miracle. And then you have the Patrice Vance is there with Divas in Power and Danger Zone Travel. And I lead in with Divas in Power because we do give out scholarships for special disability clients. So this gives them the opportunity to come to our booth and we're talking about the services and things that we had. And not only that, we are special disability travel agents. And I'm going to tell you something, the conversations that you have with those individuals and their family, I didn't realize that we can travel. Well, I can't travel because I need a caregiver. So I use Ashley again as an example. She would normally have her mom, but unfortunately her mom couldn't travel. So you get to learn all those type of things and get to really having conversations with them. Then, you know, you can really talk about transportation. So it's kind of easy. If you take the flight accommodations, you can talk about it. You can go to any of the different airlines and find out what do they do for the special disability clients for flight accommodations. American might be different than Delta. Delta might be different than Alaska. Alaska might be different than JetBlue. JetBlue might be different than United. I'm not going to put my client on Spirit, and I'm most definitely not going to put him on Frontier. I might just to go to Vegas, I'll jump on those. To go to Vegas and pay $19 or $20 and already got my carry-on, I'm going to jump on that. I would do that. But I wouldn't do them, wouldn't place my clients. So these are the type of things you could take accommodations. So let me just kind of get some of the accommodation stuff from all the different suppliers. And you building your portfolio of information. Then let's talk about transportation. Transportation is not always air. Transportation can be bus. Transportation can be train. Transportation can be car. You still can look at all those different vendors and suppliers and find out what do they do for special disabilities. Now we're going to talk a little bit about room accommodation. And room accommodations are totally a little bit different because when you're looking at room accommodations, you got to make sure that they meet that ADA, American with Disability Act requirements. So those are going to be some of the questions that you're going to be asking when you're working on the cruise and when you're working on the land. And you have to understand too, if they're ever traveling European, their standard is going to be totally different. So you always want to make sure that when you are building and booking things for your client, you always want to make sure that it's accessible parking. You also want to make sure if the hotel or the resort is wheelchair friendly for transportation. What attractions are going to be on the Prim or Royal? Royal has to take you off the ship and take you to Perfect Cocoa. Is that something that you can do for your client? Absolutely. They have the wheelchairs with the wheels. Guess where you get the wheelchairs with the wheels from? You get those from Special Needs at Sea. So it's just you knowing, you building, you taking this, you taking these sheets, you making you 5 to 6 different sheets, and you started adding that information. Because right now, then what are you building is you building your playbook. Who's going to work better in your playbook in knowing, okay, now I'm going to talk football a little bit. All right. Those 49ers yesterday. The Rams and Colts having to sit on the end. And they went in overtime. Wow. Those Patriots have never lost like that. They were working their playbook. So in order for you to be successful, remember, you're not doing this for your sponsor, your platinum. You're building something that's a passion for you. And special disabilities is a passion of mine. I live it. I still live it every day. I'm still a foster parent. I still have one in my home. that have severe emotional and physical and mental disabilities. So you have to make sure that you're on point on everything that you're doing. So when you do have that conversation with your next client and they're talking about, well, I'm scared to travel because of the transportation, you can have a conversation. I'm scared to travel because I don't think the room accommodations are going to be there for me. Are you sure? Those are uncertainties that they have, and they're going to be looking for you to be able to provide them with everything that they possibly need. So not just I'm sorry, family, I'm doing this, not just understanding the room amenities. You got to really make sure that their wheelchair can be able to fit, that their walkers can be able to fit, that any additional durable medical equipment that this client would need to do their trip, that everything is going to be able to fit the way that it should based on ADA. So let's talk about some of those hotels and resorts. Well, this was really kind of ironic for me because when I seen this, I was like, get up here, area. I was just over there. But now we're going to talk about the hotels and the resorts, the inns, the other lodges that's built in, since 1993, and they have had complaints. So everything is new. So it's like we're not starting our over. We just are updating and understanding what's happening in today's world. So you can continue to providing the best services you can for your travelers, that there's hardly no complaints. So we have the area resort and casino. We all know that's in Las Vegas. Oh, it's beautiful. And it's by the mall. And you can shop till you drop. I'm just going to tell you, I just was there a couple of weeks ago. But it's a 5-star hotel in Las Vegas Strip. They have 120 accessible rooms, all with roller showers. Also, the rooms are equipped with lifts and additional equipment available upon request. Remember, everything's available upon request. So if you know that your client needs certain durable equipment, then you have to make sure that you're having that conversation with the hotel. Then we have America Vista out of Cancun. They do also have resorts that have rolling showers plus ramps for the resorts for easy access. One drawback, however, is that the beach is not wheelchair accessible. So the question you will be able to ask is, well, we know that they have the wheelchair, that big roller wheel is yellow. It's like a little bike, and they can be able to, you want to find out if that is accessible. Because if so, then you can order that from Special Needs at Sea. We all know about Sandals and Beaches Resorts. I love that they do provide accommodations for individuals with special disabilities. And they are really going to ensure that they meet all the needs for both Sandals and Beaches. They have an accessible guide. And that's information that you guys can reach out to your BDMs. Well, let me correct that. Can't reach out to your BDM. You might want to reach out to your founding council member. Let them know what you're trying to do. So then you can get the approval, or they can reach out to the BDM to connect you guys together to get that information. So I hope that everyone on this line know that you are not authorized to reach out to the business development managers, those are BDMs. They have the code of contact, black and white, in the travel cafe. We want no one in trouble. So I always tell my team, email me, do your write-up, let me know what's going on, and I hope make the initial contact. And whatever happens after that, you guys have already been engaged with me, then everybody's on a win-win, and we won't get our hands spanked by Archer. So let's talk about the Royal Playa Carmel. And another great place too to look for disability information is TripAdvisors. And they're really good because they get the content, they get the stories, they get all of it. So they recommend the Royal Playa del Carmen as a one-stop place for travelers with disabilities. And although it's an adult resort, there are so many ADA-approved rooms, ramps, elevators located throughout the resort and at the location that's close to downtown. And then we have the Marriott International Hawaii. Wow. They also get excellent reviews. So this is where you get those reviews on TripAdvisor. I look at TripAdvisor all the time. And they have plenty of ADA approved rooms to meet the families and the expectations. So you just want to make sure that when you're working with any supplier or any vendor or any BDM, that you make sure that they have what you need. And if you need to order, then you know that you can go back through special needs at sea. So there are some other recommendations, but this is what I wanted you guys to take a look at. It's tons of pages, but it's an appendix. And they're talking about the different airlines. And they talk about vision impairment, hearing impairment, vision and hearing impairment. Positively, they have all other wheelchairs, oxygen, stretchers, other disabilities, assertive devices, mentally, they have everything. And you know what? It would tell you if they had any complaints. So you can go down to all of the different airlines. It's international, all of them. You can go. It's tons of them. I went through here last night and said, okay, I'm tired. But this is the thing. They can't refuse to board a client. They can't refuse to board without an attendant. If there's any security issues regarding disabilities, that have to be reported. If the aircraft is not accessible, if the airport is not accessible. So there's tons of different everything on all the suppliers. I'm gonna tell you, it is tons. It's like 100 and some pages, I think it was. By the time I went through looking at some of this, it was, jet airlines, they're talking about JetBlue. They're sharing where they're located, if they're in India, if they are Dutch, all of that's there. You don't have to print this out, but what I thought when I seen it, I said, this is some great information because I never had an opportunity to really dive into it as the airlines. So family, what I wanted to do is just kind of share that information with you guys today. I wanted to make sure that all of you guys are plugged in everything that we do in reference to the special disabilities. I also wanted to let you guys know that we were looking for a couple of more people to join our team to help us do research, help share some success stories, and help us continue in getting some of our suppliers on to be able to work with us. Again, we're looking to do 3 days out of the month, informational, that fourth, not going to have to be that fourth Monday of the month, but one of the fourth, a Q&A. And if it's 5 weeks, maybe we can come up with something fun to do. So I'm going to open this up for Q&A. If anyone have any questions?
If you have questions, you can either raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat box. Laura, you can unmute.
Yes, hi. So I'm Laura. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Couple questions that I had, as I actually do have a disability and I travel with a service animal. So I also have a very good friend of mine that has CPs, wheelchair bound. And I also have some veterans. So if you get, like, I guess involved with a veteran that has disabilities, and can you still use like our services plus using like a government ID as far as them being a veteran?
Yes, we can still use their services. And this is an exciting piece in reference to that piece is that, remember, some of our suppliers do veteran discounts. I mean, when we look at our cruises, some are online, and prime example, Sandals and Beaches, they give veterans discounts. And yes, you can provide your services to the veteran. And I know that Tanya have been on earlier during the year, and maybe I can have her get back on. She did a major training for us for service dogs, But that might be another piece that we need to train on veterans with disabilities, because there are probably some veterans in our company that probably have had some type of disabilities, have not probably spoke on it, but that is something that we also can bring to the play, to share information with veterans that's traveling.
And as far as someone being wheelchair bound, like I said, if there's a specific resort you're looking at, or a specific location you're looking that they want to travel, is there an option like for like on that site, or should you call the hotel directly, or what's the best way to find?
Tell you what I do. I'll Google it.
Okay.
So if you're looking for Cancun, I'm just using Cancun as an example. I would Google the top 10 resorts for accessible travel. Always Google it.
Okay.
But when I did training probably about 4 weeks ago, I Googled the top 10 resorts for disabilities, and I had a list that came up. So if you just defined it, whether it's in Cancun, whether it's in Jamaica, or wherever you're looking to take that client, whether it's local within the states, just Google the top. I always say the top 10, because it's going to give me the top 10, and then I can start from there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. And I know I did put it in the chat box, but something that I would love to learn more about. I've been an agent. My 1 month anniversary was September 29th, but grabbing my niches and stuff like that, I would like to get more in depth with people with disabilities, because I'm around a lot, and I'm around a lot of veterans, and obviously, I always say variety is the spice of life. So if I can like do this, especially for those individuals, like I'm definitely on board to help you or to learn more about it.
Why don't you inbox me? I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about the veterans.
Excellent. Thank you so much for answering my question.
All right. I'm Patrice Vance. Just inbox me. Thank you, Laura.
Laura, I would also add, on some of our other trainings, we've had that you can go and listen to the playback. We did one that talked about service animals. But still, even once you get your list, once you know your client's specific needs and you've chosen a resort, do give them a call and talk with them, because one of our other trainings we talked about, in certain countries, they don't necessarily follow the same ADA.
Okay.
So what they will consider as compliant might be a little bit different, meaning like the width of the doorways and things like that. So you do want to just make sure that you touch base with someone at that resort and let them know what specifically it is that you're inquiring about, because it may be that they have certain areas of the resort that are accessible, others that are not. Some buildings that are, have elevators, some that don't. You may have to specifically request a first floor accommodation, things like that. So make sure that you have your information in terms of what your client's needs will be, and ask those kinds of questions, because again, a lot of the areas like in the Caribbean and in other countries, their requirements are a little bit different than ours, and you just don't want to have your client have any unfortunate surprises when they get in destination.
Where would I find, because actually I'm flying out actually Saturday, and it's the first time, well, second time that I'm flying with my dog, but it'll be the first time since he's been officially certified as a service animal. So where would I find those videos, I guess, to better educate myself? Even just for me, like I said, leaving Saturday with him, I spoke to the airline and I have the proper documentation, but moving forward, where would I find those videos?
Are you in the special disability group?
I put my request in, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for it to get approved.
Okay, because once you're in there, inside of the group, there's a little magnifying glass for search, and you can service animal, and Tanya's posts will come up that way. And again, with some of the other trainings when Patrice was showing you guys the photo section where you see the little blue flyer. We go back in after and upload the video to the post where the flyer was for that particular subject. So I would also say to look through those as well. But in particular, like I said, if you search service animal, Tanya has posts that she's done that have links and forms and things like that in it as well. So
Awesome. Thank you so much. And like I said, now that I have, like, that's why I wanted to jump on this call, because someone with disabilities traveling with a service animal definitely is something that I want to deepen to more. And I appreciate the advice. So thank you.
you're welcome. All right, let's see.
Hey, Deidre, did Laura already submit her name into the group? I just went in and added a couple of new people, but I didn't see her.
Added some as well, so I think I did add her during the
Okay.
call.
Okay. Is
They-
Krista Berman on with us today?
I don't see
Okay.
that.
All right.
All right, family. Well, I don't see. Oh, Rebecca, would you like to unmute?
Yes, I have a question for Laura, who just spoke. When using or carrying or taking with you your service animal, do you have to pay, oh, excuse me, do you have to pay extra for the dog to actually be with you? Or is the dog on your lap, or how does that work when traveling on an airline? Can she hear me?
Okay. So when I took my dog before he was officially like a service animal,
Mhm.
is a length and a weight requirement, but they like there's an actual like FSA bag that it's like a duffel bag that you
Mhm.
carry the animal in. And it when I flew Southwest, it was 95 each way for the dog. And the bag goes like in front of you, like so that if you're flying the seat in front of you, it goes underneath. And the bag that I have for him is like kind of like mesh all the way around so he can see me at all times. And
Mhm.
then once you get out of the gate, you can actually take him right out of the bag and you can walk with him through the airport. But he's been through, like I said, two different types of training. And it costs a couple, like if you want it done immediately, it costs, about $170, but that includes any paperwork you need, your documentation for the ADA for housing. You get actually the form that Southwest wanted me to fill out for this weekend. That was already completed when I got him certified.
Mhm.
So he will not be charged to fly this weekend. He'll just need to have his jacket on, and like I said, this is going to be a new learning experience for me. I Googled, like, was he allowed to sit on my lap? He's 20
Mhm.
pounds. So, um, I just put him in that bag. He's a very good, like, traveler though. He did awesome when we flew to Tampa. But each airline's different. I think Frontier is actually cheaper, but Southwest again 95 each way. But if he's certified with that specific FSA document, um which I'm guessing is on all the like airline sites, as long as you have that FSA documentation, you just show them that when you check your bags and you're good to go, I guess. So he's flying for free.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And again, Rebecca, I encourage you to check out that post that Tanya did as well as her training.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next, we have Becca. Can you unmute Becca? Try it again.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I could not get on at the same time, so I got the last 20 minutes. Um, I I am really excited. I've been trying to get in to see. This is amazing. All the information that you have on here. I just wish I could get on sooner. Is there going to be a place where was this recorded to go so I can get back and get all the information that I missed?
Yes, as inside of the Facebook group, we go back in afterwards and post the links to the recordings along with the post for the flyer for that subject. So it'll be later this evening when we go back in and post it. But for the previous trainings, if you click on that particular post, there will be a link to the corresponding recording in the there. We're in the process, as Patrice mentioned at the opening of the call, we're getting her technology changeover. So we're going to be converting the videos to a YouTube link and then posting the playlist that's forthcoming. So you guys get to help me keep her accountable to that, because as she mentioned, I am pulling her out of her comfort zone to do that. So
I'm coachable. I am totally coachable. So that's our goal, to get it all on YouTube on the playlist, and you guys can listen to everything as much as you want.
but for
I'm
right,
in
you can go.
wheelchair mode, so I'm afraid of going from the ship to whichever country because I know that, they're not ADA compatible. So I never know whether what's going to happen, from that crossover point, you know.
Well, Becca, there's certain cruise itineraries that can help with that, because we talked about on, one of our calls. Again, if you're looking at things like your special needs at sea, where they have already kind of charted out, you want to make sure you're choosing cruises that you're going to be able to exit the ship, if you've mentioned, and things to do in destination. The ones that have a tender, you would have a challenge in terms of tendering to the port, but a lot of the different ports that the cruises stop at, you can get into port. And with a cruise, it's just a matter of choosing your excursion or in-port activity to find something that's accessible. And there are excursions and things like that that are accessible. So you don't have to feel like you have to stay on the ship while everyone else goes into port.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, Deidre, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate all your help and support. Family, we're really excited about this. So again, if you like to be part of our amazing training team to help us do research, help us be able to reach out to some of those suppliers so we can get them on. And that kind of takes down when maybe you do 2 presentations, 1 a month with a supplier, and do a Q&A, kind of like we're doing today. So Deidre, I'm going to give it back to you to close out. I'd like to personally tell you guys we will not be on next Monday, but we most definitely will be back on the 16th. And I'm looking forward to seeing those who are going to be attending the regionals with us. We look forward to seeing each and every guys on Saturday. Give it back to you, Deidre, to close us out.
Absolutely, family. So again, if you've not already registered, get to one of those 8 cities for regionals. It's this Saturday. So if you go into your back office, click on the menu where it says regionals and click on the fall regionals. All the information is there. The flyers are there. If you've got possible potential business partners, invite them out to be a part of the regional event. You can invite them in any of those 8 cities. You don't have to be in the same city as your guest. Just send them that flyer that's back there, put your personal information on it, and the leaders in that location will help get them signed up to your team, even if you're not there. So again, don't miss regionals. If you can find your way there, get there and invite some guests, pack the room. And we will see you at the beaches and the banks of the world. We will be back again on October the 16th. Have a wonderful month. It is the fourth quarter. It's time to press, everybody. So take your business to the next level, and we will see you again in just 2 weeks. Good afternoon, everybody.